Hello everyone, welcome back. It's the beginning of a new month, which means it's time for me to check in on how my wheel strategy account is looking in Robinhood. And I've been trying to grow this small account starting with $1,500 into whatever amount that I can really get to. And so far so good. It's not as profitable as I had hoped it would be, but it's not losing me any money either at this moment. So we'll look at the things that I've done and the things that I'm planning on doing. I'll go ahead and tell you now, when the last video ended, I was trying to sell a put right at the money in Energy Transfer, but I got bored and got a little bit tired of waiting on Energy Transfer, and that put that I was trying to sell wasn't able to be filled. So I found another company which actually allows me to kind of double up my income. And the company that I'm talking about is Medical Property Trust. They've been just beaten up for a while. There was a time when Medical Property Trust was a little more attractive than it is now. It's been just beaten down, and so hopefully it's found its low point and it can begin to turn around here. But we'll see in the days ahead. But I sold a put on Medical Properties Trust, and we'll look at all of that here in just a moment. We're going to use Thinkorswim to kind of break down the chart and what I'm seeing for both Energy Transfer and for Medical Property Trust. And then we'll look at the spreadsheet as well as the history on Robinhood to see where my money's coming from. Since I was never able to get filled on that initial put, I basically had my money just sitting there collecting interest for the majority of the month. Let's go ahead and take a look at the spreadsheet and we'll kind of see where we stand as of today. All right, so you can see I sold a put in Medical Properties Trust, looks like on 5/31, and collected $56. When we look at that, you'll see that $8.50 strike is just in the money, so it could be assigned to me. And I don't honestly really want to hold Medical Properties Trust, but the price, $4 or $5 a share lower than Energy Transfer Partners, and given that I do have a small account, I thought I could probably double up my income even quicker. And so you'll remember from maybe the first or second video that I made that my goal here is to always be selling a put or selling a call and just keep the wheel constantly spinning. That's my ultimate goal. I found Medical Properties Trust again after many years of not seeing it, and I thought it looked like maybe it found a bottom, and you guys can let me know in the comments if you think this is just a terrible decision and me end up holding this bag, as they say. Currently open, and we'll look at how that's performing at this moment. We've had a little bit of a bullish run. So far so good on this one. If I am able to realize that entire profit, I will have made $71.34. I just collected a dividend here since the last video of $3. So currently I'm still holding on to the 10 shares of Energy Transfer Partners. I've got an adjusted cost per share of $10.84. I've made $5.10 on them. But now I've got Medical Properties Trust here as well. And you can see I don't hold any shares, but I've made $56, or I've got $56 in income that's still out there. But I think that's it. It looks like 428, there was a small interest payment. There is one other interest payment that I need to add in here, but we'll see it on the Robinhood history tab. I think it made me $2 or $3, but most of my $1,500 or $1,600 was sitting in that interest account. So just to give you an idea, if you're curious how much you're going to make in a month on just interest, you'll see that, and it's about $250. I can't remember the exact amount, but let's go ahead from here and move over to Thinkorswim, and I'll kind of talk through my thought process on why I'm kind of temporarily stepping away from Energy Transfer Partners. But at the end of the day, when you're doing the wheel strategy, you want stocks that you are bullish on long term, because at some point you're going to be holding these shares. You want those covered calls when you get on the other side of the wheel to eventually get called away. And if you get a stock like Medical Property here that's just been beaten down, you may end up holding the bag. So the first and most important thing, so I'm going to start, before I do that, let's start with Energy Transfer. Energy Transfer had a nice bullish move this week. You can see this alert that I had set here at 12:25 for two reasons. I wasn't able to get filled in the last video on the put that we were discussing there. So then I said, okay, well, it's looking kind of weak. I noticed a little bit of a pattern here. You can see Energy Transfer falls off, it rises, and then it chops around before it falls off. It rises, it chops around, falls off, chops around, rises, chops around, falls off. And that trend seems to continue here. So I noticed we were kind of chopping around, and I was expecting maybe another more serious fall, and we just haven't really gotten that yet. But we're still kind of chopping around. We'll see if we ultimately do get the fall. But the bottom line here is I set it at 12:25 because I wanted to be alerted that falls at this 10% level, and you'll see I've got that highlighted as green. Number one, I told you in the last video I wanted to buy 5 shares every time it dropped a level, and I was going to buy the 5 shares if it got to that 10% level. It's highlighted in green because that was going to be the level where I thought it made sense to sell the put, but I just never got it. And you can see the low here was 12.31, just 6 cents away from me being able to continue this. Probably the bigger reason I didn't continue with Energy Transfer is because this IV rank is so low at only 7%, which essentially means we're getting nothing in premium. You can see right now, if I sold right at the money, or 6 days left for this market to move whichever way it wants to, and there's only $3 there just out of the money. So there's just not much there. Even if I come out to, let's say, 34 days, you're still only getting $13. I've made that in 2 days with the put that I sold on Medical Properties Trust. So I had to kind of make a concession there. And Energy Transfer, let's move back to the spreadsheet. My trading plan, one of the things that was going to force me away from Energy Transfer when I started this, and you can go back to video number 1 and see this for yourself, if the option market kind of dries up. Now, it didn't dry up in the sense that there is still liquidity there. I could still trade those, but there's no premium there. So it's not, to me, it doesn't make the most sense to continue trading it. Just with the premium so low, it just made sense for me to find something else. And that's where I came across Medical Properties Trust. And you can see they have weekly options. They have decent open interest, and the premiums are just all around better, and it's just lower priced. And anytime it's lower priced, I guess in the back of my mind, I just feel like maybe that's less that I can lose. Anyways, whether that's right or wrong, I don't know. But it was $8.50 as a strike price June 9th, and I sold it for $56, and currently it's about 38 to 41. So I could close it right now, take the money in just a couple of days, and be happy with the $15-20 return, but I'm going to hold it and see what happens. I'm okay if I do get assigned, because immediately after assignment, the next week I would be able to collect this dividend. So if you do the math there and you take the strike price minus the 56 cents that I received when I open it, and you take the 29 cents, that automatically, pretty much week number 1 or day number 1 that I'm pretty much in the stock, it's lowered my cost basis to $7.65. So I could sell even if the price does fall down, I could sell the covered call at $8, collect whatever premiums over there, and maybe hopefully be out of this stock as quickly as I got into it. But depending on how it goes, and depending on how the price kind of works here over the next week or two, I may decide to just abandon Energy Transfer for now and move over to Medical Properties Trust, because it is more liquid in the options market. There is more premium. The IV rank isn't sitting on the floor. And so there's just a lot of things from an income generation standpoint that make more sense. That's my thought process for Medical Property Trust, and why I decided ultimately to move on from Energy Transfer, at least temporarily. I've made $37.71, as you can see here from Robinhood. There is that Medical Properties Trust $8.50 put. I still have the 10 shares in Energy Transfer. Every time it drops down to that next lower level that we looked at on Thinkorswim, I'm going to continue to buy 5 shares. Obviously, I'm going to continue to put the $100 per month into this account so that it can continue to grow. But started with $1,500, already at $1,842. Certainly not upset about that. Let's go and take a look at the history page, and you can see I placed the order to buy 5 more shares when it got down to $12.20, which is just below that $12.25 that we talked about. So it's just kind of sitting there. So the next time it does go lower, I will have that trade there on the books to be filled. $2.01 was the interest that I received. $2.01 came from basically $1,600 just sitting there doing nothing. Not a great return, but at least it's something. And over time, that $2 will make the world of difference every single chance I can collect that $2. But sold the cash secured put, as we've already discussed, for $56. Tried to get that Energy Transfer put that we looked at in the last video. It was either this one or this one. I might have even tried a different one. Neither one of them were able to get filled, so I canceled them. The interest from last month, if this wasn't available at that time, is 73 cents. And so you can see the rest of the transactions there as you need to. But I think we've already gone through all of those. All in all, not unsuccessful and not unhappy with the way things are going. But for the first 3 months, being up 2.9% is okay for me. I'd really love to see that at about 4% given the time frame. Guys, I appreciate you so much for watching, and if you have any questions or you have any concerns or you want to see me discuss something else in these videos, please do let me know in the comments. I'm interested to hear from anyone and everyone that would want to. Well, until the next video, God bless and take care.